You ever watch the Digimon movie as a kid?
Yeah, a few hundred times.
This movie kind of reminded me of it. A lot.
So this is the second part in our 3-part review series of Mamoru Hosoda's original works. Today we'll be covering Summer Wars.
First time I watched Summer Wars, it left me with a familiar and nostalgic feeling. It wasn't until after seeing the film and finding out that Mamoru Hosoda had also worked on 2 of the 3 parts of the Digimon film that I was able to place where these feelings had originated. The films have parallels, similarities that can't be denied, but at the same time they are definitely their own films. I can't help but wonder what the Digimon movie could have been like if Mamoru Hosoda hadn't already had the pre-existing franchise dictating some of the lore, though.
It's the beginning of summer vacation. Kenji and his best friend Takashi are working their part-time jobs as moderators for the massive social network Oz. Natsuki, the most popular girl in school, burst into the room, asking if one of them wants a job accompanying her to her grandmother's 90th birthday / family reunion. Kenji accepts. One night he receives a cryptic coded email. Kenji, being a math whiz, solves the code. Little does he know this one innocent act will have catastrophic ramifications felt all over the world. So the story of Summer Wars is half a cautionary tale about the dangers of too much connectivity and the perils of everything in society being built around a single resource. The other facet of the film is a coming-of-age family drama about the importance of strong family bonds, having real communication, and holding on to traditions. Kenji is an introverted math prodigy. He's earnest, loyal, and meek. However, he is lacking in social skills, even though he works for a social network.
Natsuki is spirited, easygoing, and casual, and she's great in social situations.
Kazuma is a 13-year-old hikikomori who hardly leaves his room. However, he is definitely not lazy, he has a strong will, and his character shows the good aspects of social networking.
The grandmother has the strongest personality, rock solid as the head of the family.
Wabisuke is the prodigal son, the black sheep of the family. He brings a great sense of humor, and he definitely throws a wrench into the film. So how do you feel about this cast?
I like them. They bring Mamoru Hosoda's usual talents with bringing out the depth and genuine feel of life being lived of his cast. And Kenji, who's our eyes and ears in the story, I mean, I can definitely connect with him as we see him coming from a small, though for him it's more of a non-existent family unit, as he gets introduced to this huge, very close, very connected family, and just how overwhelming it is for him, just the barrage of names and faces.
Yeah.
What about you? I mean, you come from a large family, so how's it feel more from your perspective?
I loved the way the family interacted in this one. Just all the different personalities, the over-the-top personality, the lame cousins, the cool cousins, the annoying cousins, the children, the sports fanatics, the video gamers. They're all so different, but once they come together, they're so connected, and that was really cool to see.
And I like, in Mamoru Hosoda really has a talent for it. Like, a lot of these characters feel like they should be cliches, yet somehow they never... I don't know how he pulls off. There's so many of them that in retrospect I'm like, it feels like it should be labeled as a cliche, but yet they don't come off as a cliche, at least not to me. And I really appreciate
so
that.
Good at making you remember these characters. Even though some of them may not have lines, but you still remember them.
Right, and I mean, you'll recognize their face even if you can't recall their name at all. You'll be like, oh yeah, that one, the lady who's always watching baseball. Oh, that's the one cousin who's kind of obnoxious and is messing with the main character at the one point who won't stop harassing him. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. And so in a way, I feel like this sort of mirrors our friendship.
Yeah, because I mean, when I first started hanging out with you, I mean, your family size, I don't know how you guys can keep track of everyone's face and name and around holidays. I mean, there's just a lot of people up here.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm just used to, like, with my family, it's like it's just us.
And
That's
with us, there can be 25 to 30 of us at a Sunday dinner weekly.
Big difference. Max of 6 for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lightning round critiques.
So for some reason, people in this world seem to think it's necessary to speak to each other with their virtual avatars instead of just turning and talking to people who are either sitting a few feet away from them or immediately next to them in the real world. Furthermore, they seem to think video games are played by just randomly pounding away on a keyboard instead of actually having, control. And the main character's parents seem to be absent for no plausible reason. They take absolutely no interest in their child's life, even when it goes so far as he's getting up supposedly for being his damage for the entire world. You don't hear from them at all. The movie of Summer Wars opens with narration regarding the virtual world of Oz, a social and economic networking site that pretty much dominates the world of the movie. The animation for Oz is a very unadvisable blend of CG and 2D animation, but this movie pulls it off. Yeah. I can't really bring to mind any other media where I've enjoyed 2D and 3D being blended. It works very well here. The colors are all very bright and it really just makes it all striking. They use red lines instead of black lines for the 2D characters, and it's just all very vibrant. It just really pulls you in. It really holds one's interest, and the CG that's in it, it feels right. It doesn't pull you out of the experience. It doesn't break the immersion of the world like it does in most other venues.
Yeah. So you've got the futuristic setting of Oz, and then a complete juxtaposition to the beautiful rural setting of the rest of the film, and that striking difference in between those two is really cool. You've got the beautiful mountains, the fields, the beautiful house that they all stay at.
And this is Mamoru Hosoda. He just has this knack. Anything he directs, it just seems like the backgrounds just always feel so full of life.
Yeah, the settings just come to life.
It definitely feels very, very lush, very vibrant yet again. And that's when you look at the two complete polar opposite sides of the animation for this movie, it's really cool that both aspects of it actually mesh so well.
Yeah.
Like they are the opposite of each other, yet somehow they both feel right, and it actually makes the movie more enjoyable, getting to see this contrast between this really old family house out in the middle of nowhere and the ultra-futuristic cyber world of Oz.
Yeah. And then another facet of that would be the character designs, which were really good.
Oh, yes.
So different and varied. With the cast this size, it has to be that way.
And so many of them having more than one face, because you have their real world them as well as their Oz counterpart. And the Oz counterpart's just bursting with personality between the animation and just because the animation can be different in the more, in some cases, much more cartoony side that Oz can present, because it feels video gamey in many respects. And so the more over-the-top animation that they can let themselves get away with in the Oz environment just allows for the characters to just, I don't know, feel like they're more deeply animated, whether it's one getting his face squished in or they're just getting tossed around.
And some of those fight scenes, like that fight scene at the end, was amazing.
Very, very well animated.
So fluid.
And satisfying to watch. Like there's a lot of films that I've watched where it's just like the fight scenes just feel like they didn't really know what they were doing.
Yeah.
And I feel like Mamoru Hosoda doesn't do fight scenes all that much, but they worked really well in this film.
Yeah, definitely. Onto the music.
All right.
Yeah, so the music for this one was gorgeous. Such character throughout.
And, I definitely felt like there's a lot more standout moments in this soundtrack than The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. I remember with The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, I was like, well, I think I liked it, but I can't remember it. This one I remember maybe not an overabundance in the music, but I remember enough of it that I feel fond of it, very fond of it.
Yeah, and the music is just so different. It starts with a big bombastic fanfare with full orchestration, and then from there it goes to the quieter family side of it with smaller ensembles of instruments. And then from there it goes to the intrigue of Oz with quirky electronica. And then from there, it goes to this beautiful choral piece.
And that was such a finale to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Definitely my favorite track in the film.
Yeah, just gorgeous.
Absolutely fantastic. Well,
the dub.
Oh, yeah. All right, so with the dub, I mean, I'd say everyone definitely played their role perfectly. I can't think of a single person that I would be like, no, that voice just, no, it doesn't match.
Yeah, it was really well cast, and it's just fun to see the entire Funimation dubbing.
This is Funimation
group doing.
Yeah,
it's like the entire staff they have voicing a character pretty much.
Nice. There are a few that I didn't recognize aside from this movie though.
Yeah, I haven't heard Kenji's voice much. The grandmother's voice is another voice that I haven't heard.
She did such a good job though. I wouldn't want anyone else voicing the grandma.
Yeah, it just brought the gravity to the character.
She was perfect for the family matriarch. She's got the right amount of authority, yet at the same time she's convincing with the softer personality and everything. I think it must be difficult to pull a character off like that, but they did it perfect.
Yeah, really good. The only other thing is with The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, there's a few moments in the dub that stood out as bringing it to a slightly vulgar place.
This film, I'd say it does. It kind of has the same sins. The difference is, it sets the tone as it's just that level of a movie. It's PG-13. It sets that early on. It's not like The Girl Who Leapt Through Time where it feels like the moments are out of place, because this is much more consistently a movie where the not fully inappropriate, just slightly crude humor matches. You have a massive family. You've got the one uncle who's just prone to saying things that really ought not be said at the dinner table. You've got the cousin who just makes a crude joke now and then. And these elements, they feel like they actually add to those characters' personalities, unlike in The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, where it felt like...
Yeah, it's just so inconsistent that it did not need to be in there.
Where the kids just is like, no, children, just stop, please.
Yeah, or this is it's just a consistently PG-13 type of script.
Not in a bad way. It's just it feels like it's not out of place here.
Yeah.
In the end, I really enjoy Summer Wars. It's a very solid film. It's well directed, well animated, has good music. The fight scenes are fun and satisfying to watch. The character interactions are all plausible, and just it doesn't suffer from like a major down like a lot of other things do, where they feel like everyone just needs to be crushed. It's just very satisfying to watch. It's enjoyable pretty much from beginning to end. There's a few things I can nitpick, but overall there's no deal-breaking flaw in this film. Does that seem solid?
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything you said. I love the animation, I love the music, I love the world of Oz that he created, I love the rural setting that he created. Just everything about it, the characters, it's all so well done. I loved it. I've watched it several times, and I'll watch it another several times. It's just a great movie. And so I'm going to give it an 8.5. What say you?
I'm going to agree with you. For both my personal opinion and trying to look at it from a professional standpoint, I feel like this, like I said, it's a very solid film. The reason I wouldn't give it higher is it doesn't quite enrapture the mind the same way that some other projects do. It doesn't leave like a lasting emotional impact, but that's not really what it set out to do, I don't think.
Yeah.
And it just it leaves me just feeling good, and nothing wrong with that at all. Very good film. Definitely go watch it. Buy it if you get the chance.
Yeah, so together that equals a 17!
8.5.